So for people with trauma, the nervous system is already hyper alert. Calm can feel unfamiliar or unsafe. We attract what we are. So when your nervous system is calibrated for fear, guilt, and shame, that's what you attract to show you yourself. Now, I didn't know that for most of my life until I learned that over the past 10 years, but that's really helpful wisdom, right? Intensity feels like connection. It's like we revert back to when we weren't emotionally mature as humans and we haven't expanded our emotional range and we just react, bond, react. Okay? Like we were saying, like caveman days. So adrenaline becomes a shortcut to feeling alive, feeling bonded, and feeling seen. That sounds like addiction to me, especially sex addiction. And I attracted, Andrew Tate into my life via personal relationship with his best friend, Justin Waller, 2 months before Andrew's takedown started in August of 2022. Then I helped Andrew in solitary confinement, but at that point, I was already talking to my next guy. I didn't go on a date with any of these guys. Was the first of 2 decorated fire academy instructors. So Andrew Tate was warm up for the fire department. And those men led me back to my guy from my childhood, JC, who is former FBI, currently the head of global security at GoDaddy. BDSM.com is registered at GoDaddy. Just throwing some things out there. When you put men in a lineup with Andrew Tate, picture speaks, volumes, 1,000 words or more. I don't have to say much after that. And I did call the police on JC about 4 months ago to finally report what I believe happened 40 years ago. So there's still a lot of healing going on between us. This is why chaotic relationships feel magnetic. Well, that's all you know. We attract what's familiar. We attract what we are. So for me, narcissistic men with a sex addiction who are highly avoided, that's what I knew. And I, repressed my sexuality and was super anxious. So that's the direct opposite. Perfect opportunity to trigger our wounds to the surface and heal, because triggers are our healing friend and not our healing foe. So if Andrew Tate triggers you, that's probably showing you have a rape wound. You have a wound that you're replaceable and you need to heal from your childhood trauma. And my free ebook below can help you do that. So this is why. So they feel magnetic. Calm partners can feel boring. How many women complain about men are boring? Oh, those men aren't triggering their fear, guilt, and shame, which is typical and normal for them. So those are boring men. That's the mental illness, okay? That was me. Danger feels like love. That's a wound. Inverted wisdom, like we already went over. It's not romantic destiny, it's conditioning. Your nervous system was calibrated to resonate at those lower frequencies, leading you to your demise. But I was like that. But when I turned my wounds into wisdom and now I experience enlightenment all the time, I'm not out there attracting all these men into my life. So, okay. Healthy versus unhealthy attraction. Adrenaline-based attraction is intense. Secure attraction, steady. It's consistent. Adrenaline, fast. Secure, slow. Adrenaline, addictive. Secure, grounded. Adrenaline, anxious. Secure, safe. Adrenaline, unstable. Secure, consistent. So we can see that woman in the video with the long blonde hair, she's over here. She's over here under adrenaline. I mean, now I'm over here under secure. I've been talking to JC's soul now for a little over a year and a half. I reached out to him for the first time in 40 years in November of 2024, and that ignited a huge healing event between the two of us. And that's how intense our trauma is. Okay, so let's go down to the 1-sentence summary, and then we're going to get to that Joe Rogan video and some more discussion. People feel attraction during adrenaline because the brain mislabels heightened psychological arousal as romantic desire, chemically reinforcing whoever is present at that moment. Love the one you're with, casual sex, sexual promiscuity, porn addictions, all explained right here. So anyway, but this is still, let me stop sharing. Okay, so I used to have a roommate that, like I told you, she was, severely raped as a child, her parents, and then she engaged in some pedophilia. She would watch the crime shows all the time. And this Joe Rogan episode gets into women doing that and how women write to criminals and what's going on. So I thought that, it's an interesting episode. Let's watch it so we can see how pronounced this phenomenon is amongst women. And the only way for women to get out of it is for them to heal their emotional wounds. So this whole rape culture exists because women have wounds and men have wounds, and we attract what we are. So if you have those wounds, like me, I attracted Andrew Tate into my life, so I could see myself for self-improvement opportunities.